Good morning, everyone. This is group 4.4, and we have been asked to write a C++ program that of a transport fare calculator. And with that, we are going to start with the flowchart. One may ask what a flowchart is. A flowchart is a visual program that shows the step of a process or the decision path. So to continue with, this is a diagram of the flowchart. To draw a flowchart, we'll start with the start. So from the start, because we're being asked to calculate a transport fare, after the flowchart, when we proceed with the start, the next thing to do is to move to the display transport fare calculator. Then from the display transfer calculator, we input the number of passenger record. So after inputting the number of passenger record, we input the passenger details. That is the name, the route, the category, the distance, and then we come down and to the next stage, which is if any of the values, that's the distance fare rate or the luggage or the weight. And with that, we calculate it according to the display. So the display is the invalid input. That is where we enter the positive values only. And then we display the report saved successfully. Yeah. Then the next thing we move to is to calculate the base fare. The base fare, that's the distance times the fare rate. Then the next thing we move to determine the discount based on the category. That's the student. If 10%, that's for child. If 20%, that's for adults. Yeah, so this is an explanation of the flowchart. After that, we calculate the luggages, the charges for the luggages. Then we move to save the report for the luggages. Then the next thing to do is to end the flowchart. So this is where we are going to end the flowchart. The next thing to do is to proceed with the program itself.
My name is Atidama Ennis, and I'm taking the C++ aspect. In the C++, before you start a program, you have to start, first of all, by typing what include IOS string, which includes what? The input, the output, and the processing. And what? The user namespace std. From that place, processing. From the processing, that's what if else, while, then others. From there, what? You display the transport fare depending on the name of the passenger, the route name, transport fare, category, distance, the fare rate, the base discount, depending on the person. So after inputting or with the cout at the passenger side, you then run the code. After running the code, you use the execution. Use the execution to calculate for the actual price of each and every given person.
My name is Amitun Philip, and I'm in charge of the transport fare report. So after the C++ program has been run, we'll be required to enter the passenger name, the route name, and then the passenger category. For instance, if the passenger is a student, we will apply a discount of 10%. Then we calculate the base fare, and if the person is having luggage, we calculate the luggage weight, and then the luggage price, and finally the base fare.
My name is Amenyo Serifia Kwame, and then I'm taking the part of the algorithm for our project. With the algorithm, it goes like this. Now, the transport fare calculator algorithm starts by opening the application and then displaying the title. It then reads the number of passengers and collects each passenger's detail such as name, route, category, distance, fare rate, and luggage weight. The system validates the input, calculates the base fare, applies the correct discount based on the passenger's category. That's whether the passenger is a senior citizen, is a child, and then adds the luggage's charges and determine the final fare. The passenger fare details are displayed and saved in the file report. Finally, the file is closed and the application ends.
Okay, so my name is Noah Ado, and I'm in charge of the pseudo code. So the pseudo code will act as the blueprint for the transport fare calculator. It will begin by displaying the program title and asking the user how many passengers need to be processed. So we will use a for loop to systematically collect all the details. When that is done, inside the loop, we will run an if or else statement to validate the input. If the distance or weight are negative, it will show an error. But if it's valid, the program calculates the base fare, determine the correct category discount, and add many extra charges for luggage over the 10 kilogram limit. Finally, calculates the final fare, displays the report on the screen, and save the data direct to our test file before repeating the entire process for the next passenger. Thank you.